So with the flooring stage, it's probably been the hardest part so far. What I'm trying to do now is, with the subfloor that I had previously, because it covers the majority of the space, I then use paper in the outside, suck it underneath, and then drawn and cut out around where it needs to be tighter. So I'm going to do that. It's basically how it looks there. So I've traced around the tight spot, and then I'm going to cut that out. I'm now going to lay the whole floorboard section out for the space that needs to be. Put my two subfloors on, then trace the outline out. Cut that out with the jigsaw, which I hope will work for this, and then reassemble it in here. I can't think of any other way to get these contours accurate. I thought these would be pretty good as just like a template as is. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll see how we go. For the flooring in my van, I opted for SPC hybrid waterproof floorboards. I believe this to be the best option for flooring in my build because I love the look and feel of real floorboards in a van space. It is important to work with a hybrid floorboard instead of real wood, however, due to the drastic change in temperature that the confined space of your van will experience throughout seasonal change in the weather. All timber will expand in heat and contract in the cold, meaning that if you use real wood in your floorboards, you'll need to allow for a 5mm expansion gap around the sides, or potentially have your floor buckle up under the stress of heat. Hybrid flooring negates this by having all of the materials used less affected by temperature, meaning you can fit them tight to the edges of your van without having to worry about leaving that expansion gap. The other benefit of hybrid flooring is that it's entirely waterproof, meaning you don't have to stress about the flooring getting ruined if your trip gets a little bit dirty. Other options for van-safe, timber lookalike flooring include wood imitation lino. However, I still prefer laminate flooring, as once it's all locked together, I feel it creates a better looking and better feeling solid finish to your van space. The way I notched around the wheel arches in my van was to make a temporary paper stencil, which allowed me to trace the contour onto the board and then slide it straight in around the wheel arches. Just getting the majority of the floorboards done now. I've cut out the main shapes and all the areas where it's going to be the trickiest, and I'm just going to run through the full lengths. Last bit to go here is going to be just for that little corner. So I'm going to be using two of my offcuts up next to each other. I've got my stencil here for this last part. I'm just going to trace the outside on my little jigsaw and cut that out nice and flat. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. I had to use the grinder in here to just shave down the side because I ended up being a few mil over. So the main tools I've used for this have been the grinder, jigsaw, and I did use the drop saw to get them in half nice and evenly so I didn't have any wonky edges. That's about ready to go. We're also in with Adam. What's up, bro? It's the boat he's working on. So hopefully by summer, both got some pretty good rigs going and spent most of the time out in the water or camping. Alright, there's that last little bit. Accidentally taking a tiny bit too much out off there, but I'm pretty happy with this. So I think by the looks of it, I'm gonna have to buzz down that M1, just the tiniest amount. But next step's just gonna be to pull it all out, blow out all the dust, and yeah, install it all. Here we have nearly the end of the floorboard process. Gone back and fixed that there. That line's now a bit cleaner. And this was the only other piece that needed work still, but managed to clip both of those in. Unfortunately, this here, as I've gone to tap it in, I've chipped the board, so I'm gonna have to take that whole piece out, notch around it again, which sucks because that was one of the worst ones to do. And yeah, after that, just put this final board on and floorboards are all done. Not sure where I left off, but the floorboards are now done. Put it all in around the edges and I've put those final pieces on. So now focusing on how I'm going to cover up the subfloor. Now what I've decided to do is got myself two pieces of metal and cut them in. So it's going to cover that edge up. And then I bought a bit more of a detailed piece for the top. And that's just going to sit over that one like that. So when you look at it at a glance, it's going to look a bit tidier. So what I'm going to do is drill through, connect them with rivets, and then spray it black to match the theme of the rest of it. Now I've got to work out, probably try to do something similar in that corner. But yeah, that should all come together quite nice. I've now sprayed all the underbits. Gonna need like 3 coats, but done the preliminary one. And I've given that little metal flashing a bit of a spray. And there we go, flashing number 2. So just got to give these a coat of black, but covers up the subfloor and honestly looks so much neater. I think this is probably a good chance to take a little progress video. So this makes the van up to a point where it's pretty much most of the bodywork done. Here's that little flashing I made. Really brings the whole thing together. I'm absolutely stoked with how that's come out. Got my other one around that side. Looks so much tidier. So yeah, next step, gonna be chucking my shelving back in. But come on, that's absolutely awesome. Nice little day's work.